All right, so you did some stuff.
I did some stuff, yeah. It's
Uh,
actually just a continuation of what we did last time. But I
yeah,
think
so
you'll like
actually,
it.
I'm gonna look in. Let's look in the model class. Yeah, this looks good. Looking very very familiar here, and I like that it's actually. Wait, do we even have a model class anymore, or is there just a two renderables function?
It's just the two renderables function. I figure the models ended up just being key value objects,
Great.
and there wasn't any like internal state that would change over time. So I figured until we get to that juncture, we'll just make them, just a function. Yeah.
Cool. So if I was gonna say I want to like look at the player and sort of see how our model shows up here. So there's no more model going on here, and no more. Oh, we still have player renderables. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's two renderables. Models.tank. Look at that. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I see what's happened here. Jeff, this is great.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, interesting. Okay, so wait. So back in the player renderables, we get models.tank, and we get to apply our transforms to them. Oh, that's so clever. Cool. It's really nice. It's really nice. We wrote this, yeah.
We had about 80% of this. The thing that I changed was that I realized that in addition to wanting to apply transforms to individual pieces of the model, I call them items. Maybe piece is a better word. I don't really know. We also need to be able to set fill styles that vary away from the default color, because like we vary the color of the turret,
Turret, yeah.
And the wall changes color as we shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, okay, the two renderables function in the model.ts file is going to take both a key value mapping between like item names and transforms, and item names, but also item names and fill styles as well.
I was going to say, is this essentially just shaders? Like,
yes, I think we've reinvented shaders. We've reinvented the vertex shader is basically the item transform, and then the fill style is kind of the pixel shader.
Cool.
So, in a weird way, we were kind of rediscovering a lot of game technology over the course of the stream, which is actually amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's nice too, because I feel like it's actually sets us up really well for a move to OpenGL or our own 3D library or something. It feels like our models are now in a much more understandable state. That can be remapped to something better. So that's rad.
Yeah, I mean, you can actually if you look at that two renderables function of the model.ts, you can kind of see where OpenGL's like push pop matrix design came from. Because we always apply the world transform, right? The world transform is constant for all the points on the path of the item that we're on. And really, it's actually constant for everything in the entire model. So you have multiple items in the model. That world transform is going to be constant the entire time, right? So that's the equivalent of pushing a matrix onto the stack in OpenGL.
Mm-hmm.
And then the matrices that actually come before that on the stack are like the view transform and the camera position kind of thing. So you can kind of see where they probably wrote a bunch of the code that we just wrote and then realized, oh shit, this is an API. Yeah.
This is so good though. Dang. All right. Cool.
It felt like it clicked into place after banging my head against it for a little while. What was, I think, really nice about it was that we were able to get rid of the pre-render system as well, because this function allows us to set the fill style.
That's great. So
then we just got rid of the whole system as a result of that.
So in the wall renderables, cool. Okay, that's great. Right, because we can just lerp it here as we need to.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah,
cool, dude. That's great.
So the piece de resistance here is if you go to the map editor and then go ahead and draw a player or draw a turret.
Let's see.
It's F.
Uh-huh. Oh,
You get the full
yeah.
model now, right? Because we're using the exact same two renderables function, but there's no
It's
there's
great.
no interesting transform to do there. Yeah.
Man, that's so wonderful. And this is also we could draw a tree.
Yes, this is also a control tree. I got rid of the tree class, so that's actually a step backwards from where we were last time.
It's okay.
Yeah. One more thing, if you open, if you like Command T or Command P to default model renderable, this used to be called path renderable, and you would pass in like a single path, and it would draw it. I changed that so you pass in a single model, and what it would do is apply the entity's transform. Like you just grab the orientation and translation of the entity and apply it to every single item in the model. And this is actually just to draw the wall and to draw bullets and stuff like that. They are all models of exactly one item, right? The wall is a rectangle and the pickup is a diamond and the bullet is a little triangle. But they all use that default renderable. They used to use the path renderable, now they use the model renderable.
Sick. That's great. Okay, so so it just applies orientation. Wait, is that your time machine or my time machine? Your time machine.
Oh, this is my time machine. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Don't use. Yeah, I was like wiping a USB hard drive, going through my closet and doing some cable reorganization.
It's so aggressive.
Yeah.
Thanks, Apple. Look at those beautiful players. Yes. I love it.
They're all there. I think one more thing you were curious about. If you go to types.ts under entity, I sort of made it more clear that the model that we define in this top level thing is for the editor specifically.
Great. Because like make sure it
doesn't take the model anymore as an argument. We used to be passing it in.
Right. And it pulls in, like, I feel like actually we could sort of assign like a model to an entity, but also the renderables, it would just be redundant, right?
Yeah, we could. It's just that like a lot of these renderable components that we're defining here, like the turret renderables and the player renderables, they have such intimate knowledge of the model that it feels like it makes sense that they just like pull them in directly.
Absolutely.
And so therefore, you basically, anytime you define a new entity, you're going to have to like bind the model to the entity twice. Once for its editor representation and once in its game representation. But I think that's okay.
Yeah, totally. This is great, man.
Yeah, it actually turned out to be a lot. I think it simplified the code, actually. If you look at the PR, I'm not sure what on balance, whether we added more code or reduced it, but like at least defining the entities seems simpler now.
Yeah, I feel like it's a fairly even diff, which like is usually a good sign for a refactor. It's not, if we got clearer code and it's not more code, that's great. Yeah. I love deletion, but I understand this so much better than the previous system. Yeah, and I think it like maybe some of the map editor had leaked into the game or like vice versa, and we were still kind of wrangling with that. So
yeah,
this is great.
Yeah, I really do have this impression we're reinventing game technology a little bit. I think all games have this notion of a model that can then be kind of messed with at runtime. So yeah, that's what our renderable component does, is it messes with models, right?
It's great. Yeah. What I love seeing this directory fill out too, because like, it's right now it's paths and circles, but it could be images or it could turn into meshes, or I feel like it just gives us a lot of control. So
yeah,
and they're keyed, which is also great. Like, oh yes.
There's a couple things. If you look at the let's see, model.ts.
The model,
the top level one, capital M model. There's a few things. If you scroll up, there's a to-do comment up here where I think we knew this last time we talked. There's not a great notion of sort order right now.
We need like a draw depth, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, it assumes that like it's just going to iterate over that object, that model object, in some arbitrary order. I believe almost every single JavaScript implementation will do it in the order that the keys are defined, but that's technically not part of the language, right?
Nope. Yeah, can't count on that, even though I do sometimes.
Yeah, and you may want to vary the draw order if you want to get really crazy, so it may help to have like a draw priority or something like that. The other thing that we can't do is allow items to be offset from the model origin. So everything is centered around a specific point.
Okay.
So if you imagine, like in the model path interface, that path of vec2s, line 14, those are all going to be relative to the center of the object, and then the circle is also always going to be relative to the center of the object.
And we couldn't fix that with an item transform.
We could, but I think you probably want to do that. It depends on what you want, right? If you want to vary it at runtime, then the item transform is the thing you want.
I see, but you can't start your model with like something like off to the right.
Yeah, like, imagine like a circle and then a bunch of circles around it, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted your model to be that, you would need some kind of translation at the model level.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And the path you could draw to the right.
Yeah.
But you couldn't like instantiate two turrets and like offset them.
Right.
And okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I see how we would add all that, and we'll just get closer and closer to implementing a real mesh and everything model system for this.
Right.
Dope. Well, this is great. We should merge this.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, it runs.
It does run. I think I think it does everything we need. The turrets seem to rotate. The tank seems to turn, and I believe the walls change color.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that looks good to me.
Okay.
I still can't run through things. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, the bullets all change their orientation based on the way that they're firing. And then the map editor works, I think.
Yep.
The update to the map editor was nice and clean, which was nice.
That's great. Oh yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, I feel, the normal like looking for do things rotate funny is not seeing any of that, which is great.
Yeah.
Always getting my turrets. Oh yeah, map editor. This is great. Yep. I see. This is where our editor model comes in. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay. That's very easy.
It. Yeah.
That's good. So really, we've brought the rest of the game closer to the map editor.
Yeah.
In a way that saves us a ton of headache. I'm gonna merge this.
Let's do it. I think this is all TypeScript. Like, this was a lot of damage, but the one major bug I needed to change was on line 52 in VS Code, which was that when we wrote the order, we were like, what order do these matrix multiply?
Oh, did we get it wrong?
We got it wrong. Yeah, it was just a coin toss.
Fair.
Yeah.
Squash and merge. Let's see, this goes. This was your commit. Yeah, good. I don't like how GitHub always puts like the person who's squashing's face next to the commit, because I'm like, I don't want this to me, but it always goes to the actual author.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it does have a notion of the commit author, right? But it also has a notion of who submitted it.
It does. Sometimes I've seen like author and committer separately.
Yeah.
This sort of thing. This dependabot one is a good example where like Git has a format for that. But whoa, get out of here. Anyway, what is dirty? What have I done? Huh. I didn't know how I do that. Great. All right.
Nice.
Dude, this is a great refactor. Thanks for finishing it.
Cool.
Between the stream.
Yeah.
Should we try to add the tree again?
Let's get that tree back in there.
All right. Sweet. Let's see. So let's bring in tree.ts. I bet it looks. I'm gonna start thinking of it like a wall, but it's probably not gonna be much like a wall. It's got transform. It's not a wall. It's renderable. Will be a. We'll see what that is in a bit. Is it damageable? Who really knows? It brings us back to sort of like what we were kind of. Did this come in from last time? This wall collider versus wall? No.
Wall collider and wall were really old. They're like OG flags. The wall collider bumps will be stopped by walls, and walls are the things that they bump into.
Well, right. Okay. And what were we? I forgot what we were thinking in terms of things to add for a tree. So it is a thing that blocks line of sight, but you can drive through it. So it's not quite a wall anymore.
Yeah.
And we could think of it as it could have a drop type if we want to let it be destructible or something. What happens if the player starts like shooting from within the wall or from within the trees? Do they get destroyed?
In classic Bolo, the bullet hits the tree that you're on immediately, and you basically expose yourself.
Okay.
In the forest, yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely damageable.
Yeah.
Great. We'll need a tree health. It's going to be a big old 1. Oops.
How much damage does our bullet do? 1?
I think the bullets also do 1.
Yeah.
But it's a great point. It could actually be like, excuse me. This could be something in the order of like 0.1, right? Like
anything would destroy it. Yeah.
Yeah, like extremely tiny breezes knock over the trees if that were to happen.
They're not very robust trees.
No, not at all. And this seems like a good case for our. I was going to say the default renderable, but that takes a path, right? Oh, it takes a renderable. So I could use this. I could use the circle here. Oh, we'll got to define a model, of course.
Yeah, we need to define a model. So
I love this new step.
Yeah.
All right. This is awesome.
And out of some OCD, I alphabetized these, even though the editor won't do it for you. So maybe we shouldn't bother. I don't know.
No. I was hoping the editor was going to resort that for me, but it did not. I feel very strongly about that.
Okay, cool.
I love. It was Croakia Chain who did this to me, but alphabetize everything, like CSS rules, everything that is a list. Like,
yeah,
unless order is extremely important, there's never a reason not to, because then you just know where things are.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like if you talk to sort of like to sort of grossly abuse our former chain colleagues as archetypes, I could totally see Croaky saying that. I feel like if we talk to Keith would say that if the editor doesn't enforce it for you, it's just too much mental overhead for the programmer to have to worry about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is why we started teaching our editors to enforce it.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I never got to do was sort CSS rules.
Yeah.
I bet sorted exports is like some weird TypeScript rule we could add. We'll get there.
It works if you don't have an as, I think. Or no, that all seems pretty much arbitrarily ordered, right? That all seems completely that other file that you were looking at just now, like model.ts. If you look at the imports, it's just all over the place, right?
These imports are sorted by file, actually.
Oh, really? So
yeah, and in fact, they're sorted by file and they're sorted by like
depth as well.
Yeah. So they actually have this one specifically like has a hierarchy that we set for the imports.
So why is index.ts under the models not sorting automatically? That's my question.
We sort imports, not exports.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah,
yes.
we've got a strong hierarchy of imports, but I don't think we have anything for exports.
Oh, okay, that's the difference. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So nothing super weird yet. But I would like to sort the exports.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So we got a tree. It's got transformer renderable. I'd like to put this in the map, which I bet is really easy now. Tree is tree. Man, this is so much better. Make tree and models.tree.
Yeah, you got to import make tree.
Yeah. Oops. Boom. All right, so let's go to the editor, and maybe I will not use this. Let's use our collision test loading map.
Did that crash?
I probably got to use Chrome. I don't think we ever fixed that.
Oh, shoot.
I use the weird browser, man. That seems like a me problem.
Yeah, I use Firefox, and I don't know whether it works in Firefox or not.
I bet you that it's a lot better in Safari, whatever the new one is, because they do a good job of updating, but they only update once a year, and it's really annoying.
Safari only gets updated once a year? Are you serious?
I mean, it gets updated with like major macOS releases and like some bug fixes in between, but they never really.
Wow.
They don't do much beyond that, right?
I feel like Chrome gets updated like every 2 days. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just trying to even this out, and it's not going well, so we're going to stop. All right, so if we go to our entities, I don't see tree, and why is that?
There might be an unnecessary other list in the editor that we can get rid of.
Mm-hmm. Ah, indeed. I'll add it right now, just to...
I'm curious to know, can you actually search for what entity types is being used for? Like, find references? This feels like instead of entity types, we could use whatever entity types thing we're using in the...
Which is like entity.type? Yeah. Let's try that. In fact, can I just do...
Oh, because this is an array. I think it's... you know what? You know the reason why I did this is that it's ordered in a specific way, just so you can scroll through them in a specific order, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, it totally does. I'm just curious if this will... this needs to be like object.values or something, right? I'm going to see if I can eliminate the special list, because, yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Want to keep that? Should we keep that? It's actually like we could just do that for both of these, and then...
yeah, that sounds great.
Type. Because, yeah, if we lose... I think we can just do the thing where we assume that order will be the order. Oh.
That's weird.
Oh, I bet it's that.
What is the unknown terrain in there?
I don't know, and there's a lot of zeros, ones, twos, and threes.
Oh, you know what it is? Is that is I believe that is a string.
We do have unknown as part of it.
Unknown is literally
a type.
A type. Okay, great.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. We'll keep that as it is. But let's, hang on. All right, so we want to.
That's if you don't have anything to find.
Yeah.
It's unknown.
Okay, we're gonna make a sneaky approach over here. I saved it. Oh, it keeps downloading. Great. There we go. Source, YOLords. I'm such a big fan of YOLords as a name because it's so easy to remember.
I was actually gonna propose whether you wanted to change the name of the.
Yeah, I would change the name at some point. We could do it.
But I'm glad that you like the name.
I like it, but we could get a real name.
This is sweet.
Oh, hey, they're damageable. Wait, what the fuck?
Is our rotation of the tank? Did it break?
Oh, no, it literally doesn't see it. That's cool.
Oh, it obscures line of sight because they're damageable. Yep. Is that how we calculate line of sight?
It must be. It's but it's damageable, but it's not a team that the turret aims at, so it's a wall essentially. Hey, that was easy.
It depends on what we want.
Yeah.
If I
Right.
actually don't know what trees do in Bolo. Do they actually block line of sight, or are you just invisible if you're on a tree tile? Do you see the distinction?
Yeah, like, can it see me here, and does it start popping at me? That's a great question.
Because I do think that if you are, I think at least in multiplayer, you don't see enemy tanks when they're in the trees, but as soon as they like destroy the tree that they're in, you can see them, which is a little bit like physically impossible. But I get the rationale gameplay wise. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If I was to pop out, this is very interesting. If I was to pop out here, fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Right. So yeah, can it see me here? Should it see me here?
So I think yeah. Go ahead.
No, it's tough. I feel like in terms of the model for the turret, maybe not. But like maybe it has, map vision, but like these obscure, so
Yeah, so it's almost as if so just to reiterate, I think the Bolo mechanic is that if your tank is in a tree, only people on your team can actually physically see you.
Okay.
But if your tank is not in a tree, then you are visible.
Mm-hmm. So you would say in Bolo the turret would be shooting towards me right now because I'm visible.
Yeah, and it would try to shoot through the trees.
Okay.
Basically.
I think that makes sense because like also this is
the so gratuitous explosions when
I forgot about. Yeah, we've really we could add a new particle that's like a nice little green and brown dusting to be our tree destruction.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that because like what's going on, like this feels a lot cheaper gameplay wise to like have to think about like I don't know, these are like transparent walls versus like sneaking in this way is sneaky, but just knowing that this is blocked off completely is like I don't know, less interesting.
Yeah, I am curious to know what happens in Bolo for walls though, right? Because the way that we've implemented right now, walls do obstruct line of sight. Oh, this is going to be cool. Yes, I love this.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Except that our top turret can't turn over. Wow, that one little turret destroyed 4 turrets. Like, I'm impressed.
It's because they start pointing upwards and they're really slow.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Should we fire up Bolo on archive.org?
Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Bolo online game. Yeah, here you go. Not archive.org, but this one.
It's funny. We went through all that effort to play it on the Sheep Shaver, and this just like does it in the web.
Oh yeah, this is the only. Well, that's not quite Bolo though. Hang on. This is how I played it before. There we go.
Yeah. There's a fellow who's on the team that I'm joining at Slack tomorrow.
Nice.
His name is Felix Riesberg, and he is one of the co-maintainers of Electron, I want to say, or at least he's like a major contributor. And
wow.
His what he does for kicks on the weekends is not create video games, but like do silly projects. Like he basically put macOS in Electron.
Is he the one who did that? Wait, that's your coworker?
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. So we could probably put Bolo on that if you wanted to.
Oh my god, yeah. It was Macintosh.js, right?
Yes.
That was one of the coolest little... Oh, wow, wait. He's joining your team, too?
Yeah, he's been there.
Oh,
he's like the head of the team that does Slack's Electron contributions.
That's wild.
Slack being potentially the most widely installed Electron app. Would you put it ahead of VS Code at this point?
Oh, I mean, yeah, man. There's not as many developers as there are like actual humans who need to use chat software.
Right. Because I think after next week, there's going to be a huge number of people from Amazon, like using Slack. Because
Is Amazon switching to Slack?
yeah, that's public news. They're using Slack. Yeah.
Wow, that's a real coup for Slack over Microsoft. Yeah, apparently.
I actually kind of wonder what.
That I didn't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I kind of wonder what. That was a great marriage of convenience. It was difficult for us to maintain our own call infrastructure. It's just not towards our own core competency.
Mm-hmm. Right, because it was y'all bought ScreenShare for that, but
yeah,
it was just not like it's still a ton of infrastructure to run, right? Like you have to run a lot of servers.
It is. I think also like generally. Like call infrastructure, like you do a lot of like real-time programming and that kind of thing. It's not 100% in the wheelhouse of what Slack engineering does.
Makes sense.
And so we had a lot of smart people working on calls, but I think just structurally, I think it probably made more sense to just like vendor out, And we also wanted to make
Absolutely.
We wanted to make it pluggable as well, because like a lot of people, it's also a concession of the fact that everyone uses Zoom, right? And so if you can make it easy to integrate Zoom into Slack, then just do that.
It's kind of nice actually, because like, yeah, was it actually a business driver for Slack to have video chat built in versus just like use someone else's account? That's delightful.
Yeah. Well, we have someone in chat. It's our first chat spam, actually.
Oh yeah, Usurpers 12385 want to become famous? Buy followers at bigfollows.com.
Big follows asterisk.
Or big follows space.
.space.com. Thank you, Usurpers 12385. Even though you're spam, we appreciate it. All publicity is good publicity.
It's great publicity, and I'm going to report them. Get out of here, spammers.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Why not?
Usurpers 12385 has been usurped soon by Usurpers 12386.
I was going to say, are they actually onto, like, is that their 10,000th account? Because that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'd believe it. I refreshed and the chat is gone. Bummer.
The whole chat, the whole history.
The history, so I'll never be able to usurp the usurper.
Speaking of Slack, we can get off the subject of my employer later. I've probably already said enough to warrant the stern disciplining. But Hacker News, like one of the popular topics on Hacker News is the various ways in which Slack is bad. Mm-hmm. And far be it for me to claim that Slack is perfect. But a lot of people just like think that IRC was better.
The only thing better about IRC was the fact that it was open.
Yeah, that's right.
The fact that you can't join a Slack from and Slack used to have an IRC bridge, which was like why I was like, Slack, like they get it. Like I can keep using IRC and have it open, but then they killed it. Right? There's no more IRC bridge.
There's just a lot about the fundamental data model of Slack that doesn't work in IRC, and it's just a lot of work to make that translation, right?
It makes perfect sense, yeah. I wish there was an open Slack standard.
It would be good. Where I was going to go is that IRC, when you reload it, you don't get anything. Like it's like the history is gone. Like that's like pretty fundamentally terrible, right?
So bad, right? Like, and the only way to do it was to run your own IRC server that watched the history and like played it back for you.
Yeah.
Later, it was atrocious. Like, no, everyone knew it was garbage.
So while I sympathize with a lot of the complaints on the Orange site, there does seem to be a certain blindness on several core competencies that Slack does do pretty well. Slack also works with like hundreds of thousands of people, it's really hard to do with any chat software.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's amazing, and it's like an incredible architecture that stays up for however many millions of messages are sent per second or something.
Right.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still a big Slack fan. I wish there was an open Slack, but like,
Yeah.
The Orange site gets just about everything else wrong.
There's Riot, right, or whatever they renamed it to, Matrix.
Riot. Matrix chat.
Yeah.
Oh, Riot IM. Yeah, I mean, is this gonna be good, or is it just gonna be annoying open source software?
This is the thing that everyone brings up, is like, okay. Oh, don't use Slack, use this, it's open. But it gets off on the distributed systems piece of it in a way that I think is...
this is the problem with Mastodon.
Does the same thing. Yeah.
Which is, it's fine. It just... something about distributed systems, we're not ready yet. It's the same problem with crypto. I don't know how to sort of cross the bridge completely.
Well, I mean, IRC was this way. But I think for a lot of people, you just join an IRC server, and that's the abstraction, right? You join the server, it has a bunch of channels in the server, and that's that.
Was IRC, you never really, like, from an IRC, could you ever talk to another server from one channel? Like, there was no pub-sub sort of, like, cross-pollination like that. And I think that's where it gets so much more complex.
Yeah. And like, I think Usenet was the same way, right? It's just like, you're in this topic on this news server, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I think is totally understandable to like box it in. Yeah. But when you're like, and you could just talk to anyone, I'm just like, no, I didn't want to.
Yeah, so it's the federation aspect of it that starts to get confusing, which is the whole thing that Mastodon apparently tries to solve, and I guess Matrix is the same way? ?
Yeah, that stuff is hard. I built a previous Twitter clone that did PubSub and like the same thing as Mastodon, and it was hard. It's hard to explain. It's hard to use.
Wait, was this just like a fun thing you did on the side? What was the impetus of this?
We did. This was rStatus, and it was very, very old. rStatus.
Is that a pun? Is that a pun on OUR status?
Probably. Yeah, it's so old that it's not even around anymore, which is great. No. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, wait, let me see. Wow, someone committed to it in 2015. That's amazing.
Oh, there you are. One of the key contributors. You're number 4.
I actually have
Look at all those chumps in front of you.
Let's see, how do I, yeah, this is a Ruby app.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm number 4 in 2011.
Nice. You still keep up with Steve?
Oh, yeah, man. I talk to Steve. I keep up with Steve on Twitter.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I wish I could go visit and hang out with them, but this project was great. It was just, Mastodon, but 8 years ago.
So 20 years before its time.
I think exactly.
Yeah. What was the thing that Tim Berners-Lee was trying to start? I think it was called Solid or something like that. I think it was the same idea. It was like the web, but Mastodon.
Tim Berners-Lee, Solid.
And then if you go to Inrupts.com, that's like the company.
Did I ever tell you I met Tim Berners-Lee once?
Don't tell me about that.
I interviewed him. I was the cameraman for an interview with him about the origin of the web.
Okay.
And I just got to sit down in the room with him for an hour and listen to him tell stories. He's a very chill guy.
Yeah, he wrote into IF support one day while I was there with a customer support question. I think something wasn't working. I
bet he was a big IF fan.
Potentially. IF was not very open, and it continues to be that continues to be the case. So, but yeah. Sorry, I was actually about to micro-dunk on Tim Berners-Lee just because this website's not very good. That's all.
It's readable.
Yeah.
But what? So what is Solid?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hang on. Wikipedia should be able to explain this.
Yeah.
If it's explainable. Are they just trying to come up with something different than HTTP to do this? They're trying to peer web, essentially.
I don't know, because I think
Is it dead?
I think it's dead on arrival is what it is, or it hasn't even arrived yet. It's like dead as they wheel it into the ambulance, you know.
That's too bad.
But I think it actually uses HTTP. I think it's more about like giving you control over your data, sort of thing. I'm not actually.
I like this sort of stuff, and I've seen a lot of like identity kind of, like Mozilla has an identity platform they're trying to push out there too. Like it's good. I want there to be a like federated identity standard would be delightful.
Yeah, I think that's one of the key cogs of this thing, which ostensibly is what Mastodon is as well, right? You're DOM at Dominic's cool Mastodon node sort of thing.
Yeah, I come around more to the Apple, like the login with Apple version of this, where it's like identity is mine and I can hand out like authorization anonymously to like my information, which I actually really like. I kind of hope that model takes off because I feel like you can actually like they're forcing it down people's throats. So like that'll help.
Is it not just OAuth at the end of the day?
I think it is, but it's OAuth where the receiving service learns nothing about me.
Right.
Because they toss out a random email address and do like some management on the back end. So like, yeah, it is. And my identity is tied to a corporation. And if I switch phones, I lose it. So some downsides.
Oh, okay. So it's OAuth, but like the information that you get with that token is anonymized.
Yeah. You can hand out fake email addresses, and Apple runs a bouncer service
to relay.
Yeah.
We always had that capability. It's kind of funny. It is kind of blowing my mind as you talk out loud about it. But it's like we always could have done that, and for some reason,
it's a great idea. Except like some advertiser's going to get mad at you if you're not, a multi-trillion-dollar conglomerate or something.
Yeah.
Good luck on Solid. I want this stuff to exist.
Mm-hmm.
God, like the problem is like when you need to build an ecosystem of social applications, your project is already screwed.
Well, it consists of those components, so they've already built them apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, remember Diaspora? We've had so many of these.
No, but I do remember Google Plus. What the hell was the Google one?
This just shut down, didn't it?
That shut down a while ago. Right?
No, it's still running for G Suite, I think.
Wikipedia has was. That's past tense, my friend.
Was, yeah. Shut down for consumer accounts on April 12th. Now it's Google Currents. Google Currents?
What in the hell?
Oh man, they took Google Plus, they renamed it, and they stuck it as internal Facebook. Whoa.
Facebook has a yeah, go ahead.
They have a huge internal product, right? Yeah.
Facebook has Facebook Enterprise.
Yeah.
Which apparently competes with Slack. That's why Facebook doesn't buy Slack or
I can't imagine saying I want to use Facebook's hosted servers to put all my proprietary company information into, and that will be how I safely run my business in 2020. Like, good Lord.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's more of like Facebook had to build it themselves, and they're like, "Why don't we sell this as well?"
But I just can't imagine the business that would choose to like make that trade-off.
Yeah, who buys Facebook Enterprise?
Right. Yeah, Oracle.
This has been our aside on web technology, which we got into because we talked about Electron and we were talking about Bolo, and we were trying to decide exactly what happens when you drive a tank into the trees. Do the turrets see you, or do they like? What is the metaphor here?
I really like. I think it'll be interesting to have turrets see you.
Okay.
And when you enter the trees, you're no longer visible, and I think that's pretty cool. So,
right.
It changes our turret system a bunch, probably.
Yeah. So it's like we need a new flag that says obstructs line of sight.
Well, we kind of have that. We need a flag that says like doesn't obstruct. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I think damageable is what it is right now, right? We have overloaded the sense of damageable to mean.
Right. We are filtering by team. Are we filtering by team?
We're not.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Once we get to our shootables.
Yeah, this is complicated. So line 27 is the culprit here, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it is. Yeah. So sorry, that's the culprit, and we do want to look at damageables, but we want to skip things that don't obstruct the view. So it's okay that the trees end up in this map, right? We want that to happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here. I almost think it should not be considered shootable. Like okay. the turret will treat the tree as collateral damage. It'll like try to shoot through the tree to hit what it's shooting at. That's what we want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so whether the tree is there or the turret is like indifferent to it.
Okay.
But what will happen as a result of the turret firing towards somebody is that it will hit the tree.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I think that makes sense. So it's really not the other damageable. But we do need. Well, we don't actually. It doesn't matter if you fire a bullet in the direction of the thing you want to shoot at. You hope there's damageable on the other side, right?
Yeah. Now we think it's okay if walls obstruct the line of sight. Is that right? We continue to like that rule.
I do. Yeah. I think I'm imagining walls as opaque. They're not. Yeah. This tree doesn't quite fill the space. You can maybe see through the.
Right. So maybe opaque is a flag, is an interesting flag.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, everyone. On. I was too engrossed in the conversation, I forgot to move the mouse on my Windows.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Is there anything like caffeine or amphetamine for the Windows? There must be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of amphetamine until recently as well. Yeah. I don't like either of them. I want my computer to sleep, so.
Oh yeah, I like definitely
you've used it.
Caffeine. Yeah. I'm a heavy caffeine user. Well, less so in real life nowadays because it fucks me up. But like, I actually have accidentally like left my laptop open and caffeine on at work. It's bad.
My work, it's like recommended software that's in our like self-serve, IT desk software installed. And I'm just like, why would you let me install the thing that keeps my computer unlocked?
It's good for presentations. That's basically what I use it for.
Okay. Because I'm just like, this seems like a big security issue.
But I figure Zoom does that for you now anyways.
I think it does, right? I haven't had my computer go to sleep in the middle of a meeting at all.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So opaque was the flag that we were suggesting right before this. I like that.
Okay.
Opaque is Boolean, and I think opaque starts off as false. I wonder if we can get rid of some walls and wall colliders soon. I'm excited about that, so we'll see. Let's see. Things that are opaque are walls. And is that it?
Turrets and people.
And players.
Players, yeah.
Okay, cool. Right. Yeah, that seems very reasonable. Okay, so if we go back to our turret system, really we're looking for, we're filtering not other.opaque. That might do it, in fact. So I
think it might still need to be damageable.
Okay.
And it's because the assumption is that the shootable is damageable by default.
Okay. So you're thinking that actually we can skip this. We can like continue if not opaque, essentially.
No, I think maybe line 27 is just and opaque.
Oh, okay.
Opaque is already a Boolean, so there's not it.
Touche.
Yeah.
So, yep. Now we are completely visible through these trees, which is fine. Oops. Sick. And it hits the trees. So the trees provide a little. Now they're like cover, which is cool. And actually, I think these will live a lot longer because the
trees provide cover.
The trees provide some cover. Yeah, neat. Yeah. Okay. So what we want though is that if I am in a tree,
that you don't show up in that list. Yes.
Yeah.
Targeted.
So what do we think is a good one for that? So I feel like we're going to need a flag on tree somehow to tell us about that.
Yeah. So.
Could this be a team, like team cover?
I think the team system is not quite what we want here. I think maybe the flag is like obscuring or something like that.
Okay. I was thinking of team because I also want to draw the trees at a higher level, and I was thinking we could do some sorting.
Oh, right.
But obscuring works for that too, because we pick the obscuring objects and could sort on that as well. So
yeah. What's tricky is like basically I think this goes in the turret system, right? Like the turret has to filter out shootables that overlap with an obscuring object.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Totally, yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking that there's other ways that obscuring can be useful, and I'd like to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So then in the turret system, let's see. So we build our line of sight. We're looking for okay.
How do we make this fast? It's gonna have. I think at least once we have to iterate over every obscuring entity and compare that to every shootable, right?
Yeah. So actually, I wonder.
It's just like another filter, right? It's like another filter expression here.
I was gonna say we want to maybe keep shootables with opaque, or sorry. Do we want like opaque or obscuring? Like we don't actually need this to be damageable. Oh boy, wait, that was not what I wanted. This should turn it off again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think we want to filter target into. Let's see. We're looking for candidates here, but I think we want targets to be just things that are opaque, and cover to be filtering this entire thing obscuring, because we're sorting out a bunch of like trash in this list too, right? We've tossed out a lot of the things out of range of the turret.
Yeah, maybe opaque is the wrong word.
Targetable?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, if you do a rename symbol, that'll be better, I think.
Yeah. 2 T's?
1 T.
1 T. Not target table.
Table that you get for a very inexpensive price, but probably slightly stylish.
No, that's an IKEA table. Okay, so we're including targetable and obscuring, and then here we're going to filter our shootables into.
So I can think of a couple different ways of doing this. Like one is we add another filter block. Like we have 2 of them already. We add another one. And in that, we iterate over every obscuring entity in the entire entity manager and say, do you overlap with that? And that's probably the simplest way we could do it. The other way I can think of doing this is that we make an obscurable system or a stealth system. Let's call it like that. And the stealth system iterates over all obscurables or stealth-capable objects, checks their positions against all of the obscuring objects, and then sets a flag on the stealth component that says, I'm currently obscured. And then that happens before the turret system runs.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
Because I feel like there might be, like, what if we want to have the tank put on a cardboard box or something? Like, there's so many classic fun stealth things that we could do with that.
The reason why you wouldn't do it here is if you wanted to reuse the I'm currently obscured state more than once, right? Like, it's fine if the only thing if it only affects the turret system, then we can put it here with no loss.
I think it affects, like, enemy sight and, like, multiplayer sight. I feel like there's a lot of things that actually get affected by this, so
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, stealth system. Okay, cool. So let's not teach this about obscuring.
Or is it like a I kind of, it's like a hiding system, right? Like,
yeah, I like hiding.
Okay.
And it could make, I can make targetable falls. I think you're right. I think it needs to set a new flag, but
yeah.
Loving these systems. Always be system in.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Hey, Tom, I'm going to go take a quick bio break. I'll be back in like a second. I need to get some water.
I'll hang out here.
Okay, cool. Keep typing.
Keep typing? All right. What is that?
All right.
Hey.
Sorry about that.
No, you good. I'm giving the tree hitbox. We had a hitbox. We have it as a root level thing, and I forget if damageable just needs to have this factored out. I think that might be it.
Oh, right.
Remember that? Yeah. It was nice. I liked that we had this. So I'm gonna, because I want to key off that, not necessarily that obscurables are damageable.
Yeah. You're saying that like we have a default hitbox that can be used for a variety of different applications.
Right, because this is not our damager system. So like damageable is actually more like a flag and a health bar, essentially.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Is there like it's hitbox, but it's like a checkbox, but it box to check.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, hitbox.
I like that targetable is not the same thing as damageable because you can just shoot things that can't take damage. You know?
Yep. And stuff like the builder could be that. I mean, I guess it's damageable in a sense, like, but it'd be interesting to make that targetable too and watch a turret attack that.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what's target. Anything that can get hit by bullets is damageable, right? Because technically, you want the bullet to stop when, or should the bullet stop on targetables and not damageables? This is a philosophical question.
That's a good question. Yeah. Let's see if I wait. Oh, the builder's not an entity, is it? Great. Nope. I was about to throw.
Oh, it's just its own system, isn't it? It should be an entity.
It should be an entity because I was going to say that it could actually. I was going to add targetable to it and watch the turret follow it as I sent it out, which would be pretty cool, actually.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it is not. Well, the turret also needs it to be damageable as well, which is interesting, right?
True. Right, because maybe that's the thing that's actually like, do you send out flak or something?
Oh yeah, exactly. It would be exactly. It would be a chaff or something like that.
Yeah. So maybe targetable is the key going forward. I like that we can sort of like think about taking that out.
Yeah.
So let's see if we have an overlap between it. We should get the player. Player equals G dot player dot. Did you take this out? There's no more options there.
Yeah, just exclamation point.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't a huge amount of value add there, I think.
Yep. No, I'm into it. So let's see. And players have a hitbox, right?
I love it in Rust, but the reason why it works in Rust is that everything uses it. I feel like language conventions like those need to be like totalitarian, or else it's messed up.
Yep. Oh goodness.
It drives me bonkers that like the Go error handling system is so bad that like everybody writes their own like slight variation of the error wrapping thing, and it sucks. You know that there's a problem with the language when people do that, I think.
Man, I do not like that part of Go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Why is this const O a string in entity array? How did I end up with that?
Well, at the very least, it's a key. It's a key on the array, so it shouldn't be a string.
What?
It should be a number.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So you probably want to do object.values, or we want to key into obscurables, right?
Oh wait, object.values. This is an array, not a keyed. I already did it up here, so this is an entity array. Shouldn't I be an entity?
Well, not in JavaScript.
Not JavaScript.
You need to do a for each, unfortunately, if you want. Yeah.
Yep. Man.
And I don't know if for each is what we want actually, because like we do want to be able to early out of this loop, right?
True. Okay, so I'll just index into it.
Man. Whatever ES8 is needs to be able to give you the ability to get the object out of it.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be nice? And then let's see. So AABB overlap gets a hitbox. Our hitboxes have an AABB function.
How much overlap do we need? Just like 100%, or do we need it to be completely subsumed? In which case, that'd be really hard, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is even touching, which is interesting.
Yeah.
We don't really have a 50%, do we? Could we do that?
What's tricky is that we want to actually if we did like partial, if we wanted to calculate and you were half in one tree and half in another, or even like 1/4 in 4 different trees, you'd want that to count as being hidden, right? That's probably what you'd want.
Yeah, but we could. So interestingly, we could. I forgot about that. We could like add cover percentage, like how much rectangle coverage have you had from this, and if you get to 50%, we early exit, right? Because that's like you're more than half covered, and we call it a day.
So what you're proposing is some kind of geometric arithmetic function where we subtract off sections of the player's hitbox as we iterate over.
Well, I was going to say if we could calculate the percentage of if we could calculate percent overlap, I think we're covered essentially. Because we don't have like double overlap right now, at least.
Oh, right. You can't actually have redundant overlap, is what you're saying.
Right. So if we're like this, like, and we caught an overlap of 25% and 25%, we would just say like you're half covered because we saw 2 overlaps on 2 tiles.
Yeah. I dig that.
Yeah. Now, how do we do that? I don't know.
Right.
Is there like a nice compute the area of the intersection? Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's basically what we want. And this can be another math.util, right?
That's actually cool. So it's like AABB overlap. That's very similar, actually, yeah. I'd implement this real quick, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, right. Export. Come on. Oh, this keyboard. I'm angry at you. So let's see.
What's the brand of the keyboard?
A Keychron.
Keychron, okay.
I like it. I actually had a stuck key problem, and I emailed them, and their support has like, apparently their support is terrible, and like you have to send them the keyboard, you get it back in 6 weeks. But they were like, have you tried refreshing the keyboard's firmware and send me like a very special key command, and it fixed my stuck key. So I'm like saved for now, but it could come back at any time. I don't feel safe any longer.
These keyboards design wise look very legit though.
Keychron, they're nice. Yeah, if you're looking at them. This stream brought to you by Keychron. I like it. I like that they make mechanical keyboards for Macs because no one else does that.
They do.
Very, very few people do. It's hard to find one though. Right?
Yeah, but yours has so many nice things about it, right? It has like the triple Bluetooth connection thing. It's got. Is it programmable?
Not really. No.
Yeah.
But like all of theirs kind of like, I like that they make 10 keyless Bluetooth, Mac specific.
Yeah.
Triple Bluetooth. Like they hit a lot of things for me. So.
Yeah, I'm using the Kinesis Freestyle Edge.
Oh, those are great.
It is. It's really good. It is mechanical. So I've got the Cherry Browns. Mm-hmm. You can hear them now.
Oh yeah.
I hope I didn't just like disconnect something from from OBS. What did I do? No, it's fine. But they're really good. And it has this feature where you can change the layout like with a button press, which is really cool because I can go from Mac to PC really quickly. It's nice.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, these have they have a switch on the top.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
I have a Windows and Mac switch, or actually it's like a Mac iOS Windows Android switch, which is really handy.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you probably have a real FN key, right? A real Mac FN key.
I have an FN key. Is there such a thing as a real Mac one? Because FN is actually it's like a hardware key on the keyboard, which is bizarre. Like you can't override it because the keyboard is like has it in the built-in firmware, so you can never like intercept it, which is weird.
Yeah, my keyboard has an FN key, which is essentially the same concept as what you said, but it's not the Mac one. So like,
interesting.
Whatever it sends, it basically picks a different signal to send over the USB cable. That's the idea, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I don't think it actually. I don't think it knows about all the special Mac stuff. So I think what's happening right now is when I hit F12, for example, my keyboard is sending F12 to my Mac, and then the Mac is saying, "What is your preference for F12 right now?" Which means that like I do get media keys with this keyboard. I do get media control with it, but then I don't actually get my function keys.
That's a bummer. Yeah, this seems to work right. Oh, and it has the Mac media keys at the top too, laid out like a Mac keyboard, which I really like.
I love that. I'm actually gonna like print out some water slide decals and stick the Mac labels on this because I miss
Yep.
having them.
Yep, I've done that before.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I like on older keyboards. I like have printed out. Yeah, I've like gotten the keyboard stickers to make the function keys look like volume up, volume down because it drove me crazy.
Oh, see, where did you make them yourself? Like, would you?
It was like in college, man. I don't even remember. It was some janky stuff. Yeah,
I googled for keyboard stickers, and people are just like make your own water slide decal. So I was like,
oh, weird. No, I don't have a recent one. I do have a friend sent me a bunch of keyboard wraps recently for laptops that might actually have stuff in there for you. I'll see if I can find that.
What does a wrap mean?
It's a like top case, bottom case, inner shell, and each keycap sticker. It's like full laptop, like redesign your stuff.
Damn.
Looks nice. Looks cool. Yeah, if you wanna stick underlighting, that sort of thing. All right. Let's see. All right, write this function. So you compute the
percentage of which.
This is percentage of overlap. So it's area of intersection, and then the area of the two rectangles minus the intersection is the overlap, or is the union. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ratio is intersection over union. Okay. So area. Oops. Actually, we can start using like const area. A is so we have our vec2 is its origin and dimensions. Is that our AABB format?
That is a good question.
I think it must be top right.
Hitbox.ts.
I was gonna say it must be top right, and bottom right.
Okay, cool.
It's offset plus dimensions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. So this is going to be A1 minus A0 times. No, wait. This is A10 minus A00 times A11 minus A01. So x length times y length, right?
Yeah.
We let me put both parentheses in here. Is JavaScript going to be like, you only need one of those? Oh, thank goodness.
And so which is the one that we're considering as the denominator for the percentage calculation? Is it A?
The area of the union. Neither. We don't have to pick, right? We're just going to get an overlap percentage. But which one? I see. We want to know.
You know, one thing we could do is this could just be area overlap, and then we can worry about the ratio out, like in whatever calls this code. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Because we'll actually get like a pixel area overlap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Then actually we might not need area A or B because the intersection will be the actual screen space.
It'll be world space, yeah.
Sorry, well, yeah. But like pixel specific.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so max of, let's see if I can translate this. Math.min of, so we want xa2 is A10 and B10. So the second x the min of the second x coordinate of both boxes minus the max of the first x coordinate. A0, 0, B0, 0.
I'm trying to see if I can't get an intuition of this thing just by staring at the formula.
Totally. Here, I'll copy this into here so we can have one more. Really, sometimes I wish that VS Code would stop filling in stuff for me.
Yeah. That'd be cool if there was a quick switch to say, like, no more pop-ups for right now.
I'm okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Okay, so second Y, the min of the second Y of each one, minus the max of the first Y. A 0, 1, B 0, 1. And that's what it's saying is the area overlap? Okay. Sure. Okay, so what the heck is happening here?
All the mins and maxes are basically to account for the fact that A could be to the left of B, or B could be to the left of A, right? And
right.
Also
so
above or below.
So what's happening essentially is, can I zoom the game? I can zoom the game. Great.
Yeah.
So it's basically saying, like, it's trying to find this point and this point, and then it's just multiplying them.
Correct.
Cool. That's reasonable.
And then on one dimension, it's saying, so that's basically one of the clauses of the multiplication, right? Let's just take the x-axis, for example. It's saying, let us take the maximum of 0, which presumably means...
I get this right.
0 and then this long mathematical expression, right? It is 0... Meaning that there could be no overlap on the x-axis whatsoever, in which case we'll just get an area of 0. That makes sense, right?
Right. Which is great. Yeah.
So we'll take the minimum of
the second x coordinates. So it's the minimum of this
one
x
extrema, yeah,
and this x, yeah. So the second x times the it's this minus the maximum of the left, so it gives you this segment, which is great. Yeah, this makes sense to me. It's the minimum of the rightmost point minus the maximum of the leftmost point to find the segment of the length of the x intersection.
Are we missing a parenthesis somewhere?
Let's find out. I don't think so.
Well, what about the...
yes, right there. Yeah. It's that min.
All right, that makes a lot more sense to me. I was like, looking at that, I'm like, okay,
great. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so this is cool. Yeah. And right, so if we wanted to calculate the percentage, we would have to pick an ABB to be like the one that we calculate percentage of, and yeah, that's
and it would be the players, right? Like,
it'd be the players, but like I kind of dislike forcing this function to do that as well, because we don't want to necessarily define one as the player or the other, right?
I 100% agree.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Can we call it AABB overlap area?
Sure.
Cool.
Absolutely. Okay, 6. So, equal. And then we're going to say if overlap greater than 0, I guess we kind of want a let overlap equal 0, or we're going to have to come something better than that.
Yeah, you could do a plus equals. We could say like overlap. We could do a let overlap equals 0, and then overlap plus equals.
That's great. Yeah. And then so if overlap is greater than, and here's, our const overlap min, like tile size by tile size would be like full overlap, right? Like you need to be covered 100%.
Yeah. Is this a ratio or is this because we're talking, it should be a ratio, right? Because we're trying to talk about the hitbox, like how much of a hitbox of a particular entity is obscured, right?
Okay, yeah. So wait, we shouldn't do this plus equals yet then.
No, we can. We can. It's just that if we're plus equaling, we'll need to divide that by the area of the players.
Player?
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
Oh, okay. So it's only the player that we're calculating this for, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
we're
right?
just gonna do this for the player and then early exit once we're done.
So maybe after
yeah.
line 12, yeah, exactly. We say like, what's the area of, or like the visible area is, yeah, just like the hitbox's x coordinate times it's hitbox's width times the hitbox's height, right?
Yeah.
Dimension 0 times dimension 0.
Yeah, I was looking for an easier way to do that, but one. We're not going to do any question marks here.
And then line 18 is just this plus equals the overlap area divided by the player area.
Yep.
And then if the overlap is greater than some overlap ratio, which we can just hard code there, like that's weird.
I didn't pick up my new import. So really, this becomes like required overlap 0.5.
Yeah.
So what is argument for position was not provided?
You need to pass in the transform the entity.
Oh, for calculating the AABB? Ah, damn, anyway. Okay.
Hitbox is not a component. It's just a shape.
Ah, right. And we have this hitboxes rotate or don't rotate. So cool. Okay. Great. O dot transform dot position. Transform dot rotation.
Let's go to the exclamation points, I think.
So that is great. Yeah. And then player dot. Oops.
Bang.
Awesome. Okay. And then so interesting. So one thing is that like if we do this, so here we're going to say player is hidden, and really can we return? Like return will actually take us all the way out of update, right?
Yeah, and then we need to have a flag on a player basically.
Right, and if you make it out of here, it's player is not hidden.
We can set hidden, at the top. We would say like g.player.hidden equals false, and then we'd set it to true in line 28 and line 29. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you feel good about obscuring a hidden flag?
Yes.
Cool.
How much do you care that those two words relate to each other? Like obscuring and obscured would be one way of doing it.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Relating them feels good.
So we just made stealth grass is basically what you're saying.
We just made stealth grass. Yeah. So player dot obscured equals false.
Yeah.
Player dot obscured equals true.
Yep.
That's cool. And I guess this one doesn't have a time delta.
Yep.
All right. Great. Let's see. You've still got a red. We're not using tile size. Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. I like this. Some new things have hitboxes. So let's go to game TS and add our hiding system.
Should happen before the turret updates, I think.
Yeah, I think that's correct. You put it after the player mover before builders and shooters. I probably need to add this to systems index. Yeah. Hey Jeff, I'm gonna blow your mind. Sort.
Oh man, nice.
Doing it. Sort it all. Okay, cool. So the hiding system's in place. Is there anything I had a thought? No, let's just see if it works. Oh, I wanted to change the players. I wanted to redraw the player differently, but let's.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to see that. Sure looks like it can see me through trees. Let's see.
It can still see you. Right? We didn't have an updated the turret system yet.
We didn't tell the turret anything. Yeah, of course. Okay, cool. So let's see. We've got targetable in here. I think that's great.
I think it's just and not hidden, right? Line after line 30, right? Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Nope, it's obscured.
Oh yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Stealth. And if you back out, it'll shoot through. Yeah, it'll be like, I see you, bitch.
And I like that we get some. Yeah, that's cool. That's actually really, really cool.
Oh, that feels really good, right?
Yeah, it does.
Should you be able to plant trees?
Yeah, I think the builder should be able to plant trees, and you should be able to destroy trees and collect wood. Like, there's a lot of.
Oh man, and the builder himself probably should be shootable, right?
The builder becoming an entity, I think, is going to be a big addition, and we should do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want the player to have a thing while hidden. Let's do that.
Like render differently.
Yeah, and it's great because we can just do it right here, right?
Yeah, we can give it an opacity. Something like that. It's got to be every single thing, though, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. But it's as simple as this, right? Like that is maintaining the current state of the world.
Correct.
Cool. So let's see. Player. Oops. Nope. Player got obscured. Let's see. Hang on. It's E. Black or RGBA 0.5.
And that should be probably flipped, right? If it's obscured, we should draw them like, yeah.
Yep. That's very true.
Nice. And the turret should do the same, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 255 Thank God we picked easy colors. Oops. Yep. Gotta have that in the stream. Sneaky.
Can we make it slightly more opaque? So maybe make 0.65 as the alpha.
More opaque.
0.7, yeah.
Absolutely. What I was thinking, what if I actually would like to draw the trees on top of this too?
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, 0.7 is too much. That's not too much. Not enough of visual distinction.
Let's. I want to see what happens. Well, we can go. Let's go 6.5. But I think it'll actually. This might even be unnecessary if the. That looks so cool.
Yeah. This is dope.
Yeah. Okay, so if we wanted to do render order, how terrible is our world going to be? Let's see. What is
render order is hard because we do Painter's algorithm, and so the ordering of the entities is totally arbitrary right now. We would have to gather all of the renderables in memory, sort them, and then draw them.
Mm-hmm. Right, because. And we'd have to, the renderables don't actually know about their entities, so we need to do some sorting beforehand, right?
Yeah. This is where if we were doing OpenGL, it would be better. Because OpenGL has the Z buffer, and so it doesn't care about the order. You
There's no way to do this in Canvas, is there? We're totally in the weeds now.
Everything we do is two-dimensional right now, so unless Canvas has a third dimension for all the draw calls, which we could totally do.
Yeah, but It probably does not. Oh, that's fascinating. Write a second context. Huh. No.
Oh, but this is double buffering, not Z buffering.
Yeah.
Z buffering works because the graphics engine does like a pixel by pixel, and it would be cool because the piece of the tank that's outside of
Yeah. Oh, the piece of tank outside the trees would be.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Cool.
This is cool. I think the effect comes across though, right?
Yeah, it's doing a lot with the transparency now, so
Yeah.
I'm digging it. But that means that this is no longer protected, but can I do this? Great. So that's targetable. I actually like that a lot.
Wait,
I wonder
what happens?
I placed it. Oops, hang on. Sorry. Gotta pick up my turrets. I put one in the trees.
Oh, yeah. It's because like the hiding system doesn't operate on turrets, right? It just operates on the player.
Which is fine. It doesn't need to, right?
It doesn't need to. We might want it to make it work on the builder. So like we will eventually want to make like the hiding system more generic, but this is fine for now.
I don't think that'll be that bad. It'll really just be turning this into like a map of.
We'd have an obscurable flag, right? The obscurables can be obscured by the obscurings, and can become obscureds.
Oh, then actually, yeah, these are not obscurables. These are obscurers.
Yeah, obscurings. Yeah.
I was gonna say it doesn't even look like a word, and neither does that, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna make the trees bigger again.
Okay.
I liked when they were
like bigger than a tile. That would be cool.
Oh, that actually would be cool. Like we haven't rendered anything outside of tiles yet, but wait, can I? Oh yeah, I guess the turret actually lives outside of a tile.
Yeah, there you go.
It actually has a nice little forest canopy vibe to it. That's sick. Or slightly smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I love it. And what's even cooler is you could make concentric, slightly different shades of green because we have a whole model system now to like make the models more complicated than just one thing.
Yeah. Let's make the trees a little more something. Oh wow, that's really cool actually. Yep. This is I don't know, L2 and L3.
Yeah, I don't think the names matter here.
Nah. 5 and 3. And then CSS, I don't want to program any RGBA. I just want to know what the color for darker green is.
There's like a forest green, probably.
Yeah, we got forest green and we got dark green. So let's do forest green and then dark. Let's see if that looks kind of weird. Concentric circles are strange. That's what I'm learning. Forest green might not be green enough. Interesting. Maybe it should actually be dark green.
It should go lighter.
Green, forest green, yeah.
I like that.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah. I love this just like meticulous CSS.
Yeah, dude.
Like, yeah, it's fantastic.
Hey, whatever. Our trees are now 3 circles.
Our trees are incredibly dope. Can we call it body L1 now if everything else is going to be...
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. This is the best model there is. All the parts are named correctly. It's really great.
Let me throw something else out here for you, actually.
Sure.
Comment all of this out and bring back just L1 as body. Do we have a pick function?
Are you gonna randomize?
Yeah, I just want to randomize it.
I see what you're doing.
We'd have to actually write a renderable though, unfortunately. So, I was gonna say, what if the trees were just always three colors, and they just randomized?
Yeah, we could pick. We have Lodash, so we can do pick.
Okay.
You can define.
Yeah, let's make a quick tree
model directly in the tree function if you wanted to.
Define the model.
We kind of want it to be a separate model because the editor needs one.
Right. Well, I was going to say, yeah, it's going to be this, and how do we handle like the turrets, the turret renderables?
Yeah, okay. All it has is a get renderables function. Yeah.
Great. Oh, wow, really? Okay. Yeah, just have to implement that.
And I don't think we even need to export it for the tree one.
Nope.
Don't you want to make a component that's just a function, like React?
So badly.
Well, we could do it.
So badly. Yeah, we could. Oh my goodness. Okay. Return. Oh wow, you gotta get a lot of stuff in here. All right, Mat2D, and we don't need that. Okay. So body is, we have no item. Can I skip these and it's okay?
You need the world transform because that'll actually place it.
Gotcha. But we don't actually need the item transforms if we don't transform.
Yeah.
Cool. Lodash. No, that's gonna be like import pick from Lodash. Pick and then green, forest green, dark green. Didn't expect that.
Models.tree.
Called its body, right? Item fill styles. Let's see if I got any errors going on. That is weird.
What renderable? Oh, renderables. I see.
I'm gonna call it tree renderables just to make sure.
Probably should be singular too. I think the other one was incorrect.
Oh, come on. Okay. Let's see. Item fill styles.
Does pick need to be an array?
Great question.
I mean, it has a many.
Yeah, it looks like it's actually okay with that.
What happens if we just stick it into an array? What happens?
Anyway, hang on. What happens if we don't pass this? Oh, I want to see my tree show up. Okay. And if I put the word red, get red trees. So what's going on with pick? What's your dealio?
Is it not? Is pick is maybe the wrong word. Is sample maybe?
Let's try sample.
That doesn't look like it either. It's complaining with the return type, right?
Yeah. I bet sample takes an array.
Yeah, sample takes a collection. Yeah, so if you give it an array, it'll.
Yeah. I wonder what pick's doing. Oh yeah, that's great. Okay, cool. Well, I love it.
This would have to be stateful. Maybe when we instantiate the tree, we'd have to set it on the renderable, right? Mm-hmm. So when we tree renderable should be a constructor that takes a fill style, right?
Yep.
Or it doesn't even take a fill style. It just randomly picks one and sets it has a fill style
Yeah. Cute. Oops.
Just be fill style string.
Yeah.
Yep. But we did implement wind by accident.
This is some real Ghost of Tsushima classy. Let's see. Stuff fill style. Hey, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool. Your Mac is about to run out of power.
Your Mac is about to run out of power.
Oh, my Mac is. It's not plugged in.
Oh, there you go. It happens right before 10 minutes before the end of the stream, like clockwork.
I wonder if this is maybe the right time to call it then. I can plug in though.
Yeah, plug in real quick in case we have a.
Alright. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess. Still trying to dial in my whole desktop organization here.
Dude, it's taken me months of pandemic time. I feel ya. I really like this transparency and the trees. This came out great.
There we go. Sorry about that.
No. I've already done it the once, so I'm with you. Let's see. So if we open up collision test, maybe if we go to Chrome and use the map editor.
Ugh. I'm gonna file a GitHub bug right now.
Yeah, do it. I was gonna maybe paint some trees onto the big map.
Oh wait, I'm not on my Mac. I'll do it later.
What's zoom in this sucker?
Q and E.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. Let's just put a little forest over here.
This is sweet. I can't believe it works.
Isn't this cool?
Yeah.
I feel like we were actually sort of blocked on adding things to the map editor for a second. That kind of made some entity creation gnarlier.
Yeah.
This is cool. So maybe for Wednesday, it'd be really nice to add. I'd like to turn the builder into an entity. That sounds fun.
I think the builder is an entity.
The builder is an entity. How?
Builder index.ts.
Oh.
Building is an entity. Yeah.
Oh, what the hell is this?
This is the builder component.
It's the builder component.
It like stores its navigation data and that kind of thing.
Oh, then hang on. I'm going to do that right now after I save this map.
I kind of wonder if the component that is like the main state for a particular system should be defined with the system. Is that confusing?
Oh, that's very clever. No, I think that's actually a great idea.
We just like move the class. Not every system will have that, but like I like this.
Yeah, just, paint it up. Maybe there's a tree on this mountain too. Whatever.
Yeah.
Save.
Yeah, eventually we're gonna like sort of procedurally generate all this with Perlin noise.
Oh man, I look forward to that day. That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
But I want
my noise is always really bad though. I can't get my noise to look.
Have you been adding a noise function to the game?
No, I had that noise demo. I think I uploaded a GIF or Slack.
Yeah, totally.
But you can still see the grid very clearly.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
All right, so
surprise
out of nowhere. Oh,
nice.
Here's a funny one.
Oh, draw order. Yeah.
It's sometimes working. So maybe we got to do a little. It's probably worth figuring out some sorting for how we do that at some point because we'll get annoyed at this not working forever.
This is the first time we've had two entities on the same tile.
Yep.
At the same time. Yeah.
That's so cool though, man. Whatever. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna blow this turret away. Bye.
Oh, can you shoot from cover? That's actually
yeah, totally. You start shooting your trees out, but you can shoot from full cover. We gotta do a little.
That's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, well we should. I think we should do a little work on the bullets too to make them like. They start off so far in front because they have this long thing, and we're trying to make it look right. But I think we should they should turn into pixels that start from the tank and maybe are a little shorter tails.
Yeah. I actually kind of love the idea of
Single pixel.
no. What do I love the idea of? I love the idea of lots of things. I'm an idea lover, Dom. A
That's
lover
true.
of ideas, an idea-phile, if you will. No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I like the idea of having we're gonna have all kinds of different weapons, right? This is gonna be the evolution of
Mm.
Bolo. I love the idea of a flamethrower type thing. I love the idea of like a laser type thing. But I also
Yeah.
love the idea of like Gauss rifle or railgun type thing,
Uh-huh.
where there's no visible missile on the screen. It just like it's all muzzle flare, and then like it hits 1 frame later or something like that.
Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah. That's really cool. Let's see. I'm just turning this into. We're gonna give these a damageable.
Are you gonna let the builder die? Is that
I'm gonna
is
let
that
the
what's
build. I'm
going on?
gonna let the builder die. Yeah.
Nice.
Also 0.1.
Do they have a team?
They probably need a team.
Yeah. Team player.
I'm actually gonna. Let's see. I would like to make damageable. Oh, let's see. I was kind of just thinking like we had all this. This was like the builder, and then the amount of stuff we got to add to make it damageable is very interesting.
Yeah.
Team dot player. Team dot friendly, actually, right?
Yeah. I love the idea of team friendly just being a concept in general. Come on,
Yeah.
team friendly.
Team friendly. All right, so let's see. So is that what I needed? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Component system, baby. It just works.
That's really neat. Okay, cool. We should turn that into an inventory object too, and make it so you can lose your builder.
Oh, I like how the turret can miss. It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
This would be cool. You could actually send your builder out to distract turrets. Like if
Yep.
that was
Oh, yeah, right. Because I can do this. Wait, I should. You can do a lot of things to distract turrets now.
Yeah.
This is fun. Okay, sick.
Okay.
All right. Well, should we call it there?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Nice. I'm just gonna keep saving and regenerating my trees. Oh, we haven't looked at the trees on the big map yet.
Oh.
Oh wait, yeah, we did. We draw under them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the lone tree on the mountain. It's very Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, if you see the tree in the distance, you can climb it.
It's kind of as if we made a game that is the Breath of the Wild. Only it's not too daring for me to say that it's better, right?
No, not at all. I mean,
not too out of the line, right?
yeah, all the trees in that game look the same, and we have 3 varieties. So,
Yeah.
Also these forests actually are really cool, and I think are adding a bunch to this. It's super neat.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
It'll this game will be cool when there's a lot going on the screen.
Yeah.
Right. Gosh.
You know what's actually really neat is that they are shooting each other.
Oh.
There's enough churn and misses that they're actually going to blow each other up.
This is actually another weapon, right? It is the confusion weapon or something. It's like the chaff or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the builder could actually have some like random walk that it does instead of. Oh man,
Yeah.
this is so neat. So we made a really good choice, which is
in
that
terms of what?
The builder doesn't place this until it's down or until it reaches the spot instead of subtracting instantly. Because if I try to do this, I haven't actually lost my core yet.
I feel like it should be that way though. I feel like you should lose your core if you accidentally.
It should maybe drop where the builder dies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I like that it doesn't destroy it and then you lose your builder. At least it's not like it's not destroyed till it's placed, so we can like place it elsewhere now.
Yeah, totally. There's a lot of conservation of turrets.
Dude, this game is sick. That's so fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It's not outlandish for me to say that it's not only the best game since the Breath of the Wild, but it is a better game, right?
Oh yeah, it's
I agree that it's debatable, but it's only debatable because debates are fun. Otherwise, it's like it's the best.
All right, this is session 26. Duck and cover.
Nice. I like how we made stealth grass. It's fantastic.
You like what?
I like how we made stealth grass. It's fantastic.
It's good, right? Yeah. It needs to blow in the wind, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Actually, it mechanically works like stealth grass because if you're standing behind stealth grass, you're not stealth. So we did literally make stealth grass, I think.
Oh, that's true, right? Because it's not a wall. I like that. I like that it's sort of, it has that, since it's top down. Like I feel like someone else could see me top down from here, right? It's not like we're not modeling 3D line of sight. Oh shit.
You know what it is everything uses satellites, right? Everything uses a network of satellites to see each other, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh man, Fog of War with like satellite mechanics would be incredible, right? Like you somehow like you blow up the satellite station and now you have like Fog of War that like changes over time because this is gonna be.
Well, it'd be very interesting too because I feel like they run a linear path too. So like you would actually get Fog of War that increments through the screen, and like if you stopped it, you could like pause it and then make it like reset an increment. So you could plan around it.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Man,
we have a lot of work to do.
We still have to make this multiplayer.
Well, yeah, we should maybe powwow on that soon because I feel like the systems are kind of in place and now they need to become like message driven so we can think about that.
Exactly.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, like the messages are like the damageable when it takes a hit, it should draw the explosion, but it shouldn't actually register the health damage until the server acknowledges that it is truly hit. It's that sort of thing, right?
Yep. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, a powwow would be nice because it's going to be a bit complicated, to say the least.
Yeah, I like it though. It's exciting.
Yeah, you know what? I actually think the hard part, and I'm only being half facetious here, is the hard part is making sure that we have a server that will hot reload effectively.
While we're developing.
Yeah, because we're going to have code sharing between the server and the client.
Mm-hmm. Have you looked at Next.js yet?
I haven't. It's Guillermo Rauch's thing, right? It's the
oh, is that
it's like
I thought it was interesting that it's meant for static apps, but has this like function-based backend that is meant to run in Node.
Oh,
and is already kind of Reacty. So it has. I'd be curious to see how it's working.
Yes.
Because it might be what we're thinking of, where it's like the server is actually built to be a bunch of function calls that the front end's making to it.
Mm-hmm. Did everyone just reinvent Meteor? Is that what happened? Is that we?
Yeah, I mean, Meteor crashed and burned because like they were abusive to their employees or something. Like Meteor had some issues, but like they were like kind of a good technology. Yeah, but I remember their failure being not necessarily of a technical variety. Yeah.
I never used it. I just knew that their whole thing was that like the back end had the same code base as the front end kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. Until next time. That's Wednesday.
Thanks, dude. Happy Sunday. It's Wednesday.
Yeah. Take it easy, Dom.
All right.